to be part of this one. Well, it's Sports Bank midweek edition. Today is the 7th day in the month of September, year 2008. I knew something was wrong when I said 7th. Maybe it was 10 million naira. That was question of this. 8th day of September 2021. Good morning to you. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Blessing for us in the building. We're excited about that. Yep. And Feromi Adegboyega as well. I don't know what these people are unhappy about. Is it the win over Cape Verde or the 10 million? All the 100 cabs, but of course I can say for a fact that we're happy this morning because we had 2 comeback wins yesterday. Yep. That look good for us. The Super Eagles of Nigeria against Cape Verde and Shooting Stars of Ibadan, shooting all the way in Enugu. You'll get to know more about all of that. So make sure that from now till 8 o'clock, you are with us on the program. Shortly, I will be bringing them on board. Quickly in the world of tennis, second seed Daniel Medvedev ended qualifier boating Van de Zandschulp's battling run to reach the US Open semi-finals and keep his bid for a maiden Grand Slam trophy alive. The Russian race through to a 2-set lead, but Van de Zandschulp, despite looking exhausted, hit back. The Dutchman saved a match point in the 4th set, but could not prevent Medvedev from winning 6-3, 6-love, 4-6, 7-5. Medvedev will face Felix Auger-Aliassime in the last 4. The Canadian world number 15 progressed after 18-year-old Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz retired while trailing 6-3, 6-1. Remember, it's all about the US Open. Meanwhile, teenager Leila Fernandez produced another fearless performance to beat Elena Svitolina and set up a US Open semi-final with Aryna Sabalenka. Canada's Fernandez, who turned 19 on Monday, showed all of her devastating power to win a 10 tie-break 6-3, 3-6, 7-6, 7-5 in New York. Svitolina had overturned a 5-2 deficit in the 3rd round, but could not stop Fernandez's thrilling, powerful play. Fernandez has beaten defending champion Naomi Osaka, 2016 winner Angelique Kerber, and now Olympic bronze medalist Svitolina in a run to her first major semi-final. I stumbled on a report yesterday about the highest earning female athletes, and it was Naomi Osaka sitting on top with over $50 million. But hey, let's leave people's money and talk about the game. Blessing for a good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Tunde. Good morning, Feromi. Good morning to the city of Ibadan. Great to be back here again this Super Wednesday morning. First off, I like to say Tunde is looking very good. He has these glasses.
Who does this?
No, today I was going to tell people to go on to Facebook. If you are not live streaming, you are missing really. Go on to Facebook and see what I'm talking about. I mean, I haven't seen Tunde in glasses maybe forever or ever. It's the first time I'm actually seeing him, and it looks different. So yes, that's what I'm talking about. And now back to tennis. Yes, well, we should leave other people's money. Really.
Maybe back to the glasses.
Now, they don't with glasses here before, so I'm surprised. I'm surprised they're not 2 with glasses on the team. Anyway, back to the court. Naomi Osaka. It's not surprising that she's one of the highest earning female athletes because of the numerous endorsements that she has, especially being backed, by the Japanese. At the moment she decided to switch, dropping the US citizenship, moving to Japanese, she was assured of lots of support, sponsorship, and all of that. So that's working out well for her. But to the game, the US Open itself, I listened to Feromi, was not on Monday, talking about the inconsistency in the women's game, and I'm thinking maybe at this point we should begin to tone down on the word inconsistency and maybe talk about the young generation, these young lads who are trying to trying to lay down the marker, trying to push boundaries. An example is Leila Fernandez. She's just 18 or 19? 19 years old, and she has shown that with this tournament she is not a flash in the pan. She has defeated Naomi Osaka, defeated Angelique Kerber. I mean, big names. You would have thought that after beating Naomi Osaka, I mean, she wouldn't be able to follow it up with another victory. And look at what she's doing at the moment. So maybe we start giving them some sort of props to the young girls
trying to come up. The so-called big ones. Why aren't they consistent?
That's just a question. That's just a question.
Ashley Barty,
one number one. Ashley Barty,
aside from
has been the most consistent in recent
know that
times.
they are no longer in the prime.
Yeah. In the recent years, Ashley Barty has been the most consistent. Maybe you talk about Naomi Osaka and the struggles that she has with mental health.
So the big girls are not consistent.
You see, I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk about them not being consistent. I'm also saying that you should take nothing away from the young ones. who are trying to push the boundaries. I mean, they are not sitting around and waiting for somebody to come hand them the baton and say, okay, you know what's your turn.
So what about the young ones in the men's tennis?
Maybe that's the next case entirely. Because it has been so difficult for them to break the dominance that the big three have on the game.
And we love it. We love it when you have, even though, yes, you want an open field, but at the same time, somehow, some level of predictability that these are the big ones,
yes,
and they will always show why they are big.
And I think the organizers as well will like that, because the big names comes with much more.
They make the sport.
They make the money. They make the popularity.
But I get blessing stake, and we are all for the younger ones coming through. Fair on me.
Yeah, good morning to you today.
Tone down on the word inconsistent.
I think it has to be there. That's the fact.
I'm supporting the younger ones coming through.
No. Good morning today. Good morning, blessing to our wonderful listener out there. I mean, no one is disputing the fact that the young ones are actually doing so well. I mean, we can lay example to the fact that Coco Gorigov as well, she's coming up gradually to actually compete on the biggest stage. No one is disputing that, and of course it's a good one. We want that as well. We want the young ones to be able to actually come up and contest with these so big girls. But hey, when we have those big girls there and they are not doing enough and they are not actually competing when you expect them to, I mean, it's really disappointing for me as far as I'm concerned. How do a world number one get knocked out in not even qualifying to the quarterfinals? It's really shameful. Defending champion not getting that far, the likes of Sapelenka and the rest not doing enough. I mean, it says a lot. There is no way you will have the three big guys in a tournament and either of them will not at least get to the semi-final or final. It doesn't happen sometimes, even most times, with the WTA, and that is why I say that a lot of those big girls are not consistent, and that's a fact. But the young ladies, they're doing well for themselves, and they keep coming up. Hopefully Fernandez will actually prove the world with a huge shock by winning this, hopefully. Okay. And if she does, it's going to be a very massive one.
Day in, day out, we're following the US Open, and of course it will round off this weekend, and we'll see who will make it to the final stages of the competition. In the world of table tennis, Egypt's Mariam Al-Dabi was crowned women's singles champion for the first time at the International Table Tennis Federation African Championships after winning a thrilling final against Anagoda in Yaoundé in Cameroon. The 21-year-old advanced to the final at the Versatile Sports Palace by battling past compatriot Yusra Elmi in a 6-game contest. Goda had fought 12-10, 8-11, 7-11, 11-8, 12-10, 11-9 victory over defending champion Dina Meshrov in the second of the all-Egyptian semi-final contest. The continental title appeared to be heading 13-year-old Goda's way after she bounced back from losing the opening game of the match to establish a 3-1 lead in the final. Al-Dabi reduced the deficit by winning the 5th game before holding a nerve to win a tight 6th, 13-11 to take the match into a decider. Meanwhile, Egypt was able to celebrate victory in the men's singles too, as Omar Assar regained the title he claimed back in 2015 and 2016. Assar faced defending champion Aruna Quadri of Nigeria in the final, with the two players trading the opening games of the contest. Gradually, Assar gained control of the match and secured 3 consecutive games to triumph: 13-11, 9-11, 11-6, 11-4, and 11-4. Egypt finished the ITTF African Championship with 6 of the 7 titles on offer after winning both men's and women's singles and team events, as well as the women and mixed doubles. Nigeria, Aruna and Bodia Bodri won the men's doubles yesterday. Well, it's safe to say that Egypt, they are the China of Africa.
Look at the 13-year-old who made it all the way to the final, defeating Dina Meshrov, the most successful African table tennis player in the last decade.
What were you doing that better?
I already like sports now.
Well, quickly from the NNL Super 8 playoff, talking about Naira Reigns, serving as motivations. The report is that the governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, splashed the sum of 1 million naira on officials and players of 3SC after the team defeated their arch rivals Bendel Insurance 2-1 in their first Group B game of the NNL playoff on Tuesday. It was a very tough game. The Uligoli Warriors came from behind at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, Enugu, to beat the Benin Arsenals 2-1, courtesy of 2 superb goals in both halves from Ayodeji Malomo and Raheem Nafi. Did I hear something like Benin Arsenals? No wonder.
Arsenal's of Benin.
A delighted Governor Makinde wasted no time to laud the players and management of the club for securing a much-needed victory on its way to promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League. It's not done yet.
Yeah.
The governor had earlier released a 1 million naira incentive to the team following the victory, hailed the spirit of the players and charged them to go for glory and reclaim the glory of 3SC. So they are set to host another rival in the Southwest, if you can call them that way. Remo Stars,
yes.
Today at 11 a.m.
I thought they would get time to rest. Even.
Yes, a lot of people have actually raised serious objections about that one. You played yesterday.
They played exactly today.
They have to play this afternoon.
Maybe the only explanation would be that it affects all of them.
Regardless, because even after the playoffs, how many weeks of rest do they have before they have to start preparing for the MPFL game?
Yeah.
No, I hope they are not preparing them for relegation. If they go into the season for
perhaps.
Shooting Stars, Tornadoes, Remo Stars, Gombe United, El Academy Warriors, GMDFC of Borno, Ekiti United, and Insurance are teams chasing the 4 available tickets for MPFL next season. In just about maybe 20 seconds each. What are our takes? Let me get Fairham first on the NNL.
Yeah, I mean,
shooting.
Yeah, especially shooting. It was a very tough one for them yesterday. It felt like, hey, are we losing this one again because they considered first in that one? And of course, those guys they actually came back strong in that one, and that's a fantastic mentality that these guys have actually carried over the season, and it's continued this time around. First job done, they need to complete it, and of course, try as much as possible to actually get that result against Remo Stars. It's going to be a very different ball game entirely. We saw what Remo did to Ekiti United, yesterday, defeating them 3-0, and they will also want to try as much as possible to get something against 3SC. So I think this time around they are more motivated now with the cash reward that has been given to them, and now they have to continue from where they've actually started from. And I think with everything that is still got in their kitty, they can still do it. I believe in 3SC.
For the entire team, I'm looking at what the sharing formula will be.
Then
maybe it's just a startup.
But this particular 1 million,
it's just motivation. Anyway,
it's just motivation. So let's not look at the sharing formula.
We're talking money here.
and then you have to consider the officials as well. How much are you giving the officials? I mean, are they going to take 500k and then you give the remaining 500k to the rest of the team to share? But hey, it's their business.
Are you the players? You can't just slash. How many are the officials?
I know, but of course, it's their business to share. But I'm so happy that it started on a very bright note. I think that is kind of where you want to start this very important playoffs, because you do not want what has happened in the past 2-3 years to repeat itself. So it's good to start on a great note. But I feel like the game against Remo Stars today will present a much more bigger challenge to them, because Remo Stars, just like Shooting Stars, they have this drive, also wanting to qualify, and then the way they decimated Ekiti United, I feel like those are the 2 teams who I would naturally pick from this group to make it into the PFL. So I expect to see a tougher game, but I want Shooting Stars to make it.
They should just simply give it their all.
Yes, give it their all.
Beat Remo Stars today,
and then you are almost.
And then you more or less have the ticket. So it's a final.
Yes.
It's a final for them, and I trust the boys that they know what is at stake this time around. From the NNL, we'll take our business straight to the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Captain Ahmed Musa celebrated his 100th cap for Nigeria with a precious win that took the Super Eagles to a firm position at the top of Group C of the African race of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. For those who know me very well, they know I'm a big fan of Ahmed Musa. He's Mr. Consistency.
They call him governor.
Yes, Mr. Loyalty. Exactly. He never turns down, any corner, regardless whether we are playing the game in Azerbaijan, or you're going to play somewhere in China.
Yes.
He's always made himself available, and that is why for a number of people they didn't really understand why and how he was still getting called, even at the time when he was clubless. But for people like that, they bring more to the team than just what is on the pitch of play. But I'm not a man.
No, it's so glaring that he's not adding anything on the field, but off the field, he adds a lot.
What happens off the field?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That he's adding quality off the field.
Not adding on the field.
Is he?
Because
what do we see? What do we see on the field? The quality, your performance.
Yes.
Is it bringing that to the table?
But what happens off the field sometimes?
I'm not disputing that. I agree with you totally. But also agree with me that on the field,
There's no every game he has played.
not
He has
important.
never had
No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about now. I'm talking about now.
Okay, when did you stop having impact on the field?
In his prime, when he was Ahmed Musa, we know what this man can do. I mean, nobody can forget the 2014 World Cup
When did he
against
stop
Argentina.
adding on the
Definitely.
field? That's my question.
When did he stop acting?
What about 2018?
Let's move
A
on.
75th minute own goal by Cape Verde and Nigeria, a 2-1 win in their qualifying clash in Mindelo on Tuesday, a result that stabilized the Super Eagles' leadership of the pool as they await a home and away fixture against Central African Republic next month. Victory took the Eagles to maximum 6 points from 2 matches, 3 points ahead of second place Liberia, ahead of the day 3 and 4 games scheduled for October. Geratro, in his post-match assessment, described the game as very difficult. One thing that I kept thinking about yesterday was the 20 million naira promised by Alan Oyema, the chairman of
FCC.
Yes, it was a difficult game for us because Cape Verde has a very good team, is used to play on the synthetic pitch, and we had to build a new team after the first match against Liberia. 10 players missing, so it was not easy in only 3 days to build another team, but in Nigeria we have players everywhere, all over the world. And like you could see today, the 7 or 8 new players who play were still on the same level like the other one who played against Liberia. So we're happy to win this game because when you lose 1-0, you can see the first goal, and you play away in other conditions like we are used. It's not easy to come back against a good team of Cape Verde and to score a goal and then the second goal. Of course, the second goal was a little bit fortunate.
Okay, that was Geratro, Super Eagles coach. Meanwhile, NFL President Amaju Pinnick, hailing Captain Ahmed Musa after clinching his 100 cap with the Super Eagles, said, henceforth, such milestones will be celebrated with a sum of 10 million naira. Wait, when am I getting my 100 cap?
It is not an easy feat, but on behalf of Nigerian Federation, from today, once you mark your 100 cap, you get 10 million naira. And before you get 10 million naira, and as we are getting to Nigeria, I'm going to collect this. You get out your money. The latest for Friday, you don't get money. I will ensure, because you have made us very proud. You have made the country very proud. The country needed this at this time. And the coaches, if I tell you not to, me, I will tell you not. I will collect the money and pay you. No, I'm telling you, I will pay because you guys have demonstrated that true Nigerian spirit. And the whole Nigeria is happy.
Okay, very charismatic NFL President Amaju Pinnick. That was a very bold statement.
Yes.
From now henceforth.
Yes.
I'm sure the guys will be counting. Maybe
Milo
the guys
Mutinga.
like 160 something.
Yes, I'll be wondering.
You can't get to 100. I don't think you got to 100. I think 98 or something.
I don't think he got to 100. I think it was Vincent got to.
Yeah, Vincent and Yama
Joseph
did
Joseph
Joseph
Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't
Guys
think
who
we
don't
can.
want to retire these
Tunde,
days. You must get to 100.
I hope the energy
at
will
all
count
costs.
for the Super Falcons as well. Once
should
they
count.
start getting 100 caps. And meanwhile, I think I've also made 100 caps right here at Splash FM. So when am I getting my 10 million naira?
Ooh.
Who's counting?
I'm counting.
Okay.
Another
In Europe, Antoine Griezmann scored twice as France beat Finland in their 2022 World Cup qualifier to get back to winning ways. Meanwhile, FIFA says disciplinary proceedings have been launched against Brazil and Argentina after the events that saw the World Cup qualifier abandoned. Interestingly, England forward Jesse Lingard has rejected a contract offer from Manchester United. I think he's concerned that he may not be getting
Playing time. Yes.
Let's quickly link up with the BBC Premier League updates. Enjoy, and I'll be back in a moment.
BBC Premier League update from the home of Premier League football.
Hello, I'm Paul Serres at the BBC Sports Centre. The 6 Premier League clubs who refused to release players for Brazil's World Cup qualifiers need to be told if those players are suspended for this weekend's domestic matches. The European Club Association's chief executive, Charlie Marshall, said clubs need to know in the next 24 hours if they can play their Brazilians or not. FIFA can ban players not released in an international window for a period of 5 days after the window ends, with 9 Premier League players selected for Brazil's 3 matches. Some of the biggest club sides in Europe have been gathering for the General Assembly of the European Club Association in Geneva. The ECA discussed FIFA's ongoing feasibility study into holding the World Cup every 2 years, following a proposal from the Saudi Arabian Football Federation in May and backed by the former Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger. Our football reporter Simon Stone has more.
For the clubs, they will say that they're trying to protect their players, but they're trying to protect their assets as well. And one leading former player and club executive, Edwin van der Sar, he says, how can players be expected to play all these matches? Why is a World Cup such a good idea? Why can't we protect the clubs? It's the clubs who pay the players. Why should the players have to go off and play another tournament when they should be resting?
The England midfielder Jesse Lingard has rejected a contract offer from Manchester United. The BBC understands that Lingard has concerns about how much he is likely to get used this season, a situation that has only worsened since the arrival of Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, now you listen to the BBC Premier League updates, and it is time for us to leave on Sports Bang this morning. Thanks to you all for being part of the show.
Yes.
And to those who,
Shout out to our people on Facebook.
Yes, because
Wanting today's glasses.
Yeah, absolutely.
Abu Kasim
Sorry about it.
Today,
Thank
don't
you.
give it for voice now.
Sorry?
Give it for voice now. You're looking good. This
I was going to say, are you
Are you know?
I didn't say that. Thank you very much, Adibwega. Blessing for her.
Thank you very much. My 10 million naira. I made 100 caps.
How many caps have I had? I don't know.
1,000 caps.
Yeah, no, not up to that. Maybe 120. Do you have a fantastic Wednesday? Just football will be right here at 4 o'clock today. And of course, important announcement that from today, it's now 1 whole hour
For
back.
just football.
Yes, 60 minutes discussing the round leather game of football.
Yes.
It is all for you, and I'm sure you don't want to miss out on that one. Do have a great Wednesday. My name is Tunde Olawuwo. Bye-bye.
Splash FM 105.5.
Mr. Lakey on the beat.
Hey, football lovers! Now, when we talk about Tuesday and Wednesday night football, to some, it's the glamour behind the competition. To others, it's the special anthem and the excitement it brings to the players and the fans. And it's about that time again, the time football lovers witness the biggest competition in European club football. The UEFA Champions League! Yes, the UEFA Champions League is back for another season. I can hear that special anthem in my head already. This season is definitely going to be one of a kind, with the biggest names in football switching sides from the last transfer window. From Ronaldo to Old Trafford in Manchester United colours, to Lukaku switching to the pride of London's to Chelsea's blue. And we can't forget Lionel Messi's move to PSG. There is just so much to look forward to. And I'm sure you can't wait for that unbeatable Champions League experience. Not to forget that the Premier League returns this weekend after the international break. Now, it is time for you to get ready to enjoy every bit of the Premier League, La Liga, Serie A, Champions League, and of course, Europa League, all showing on your World of Champions, Supersport on DSTV. Stay connected or upgrade